Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in dating, but still not getting the results you want? You listen, you're kind, you try to be agreeable, but something just isn't clicking. It's a common dilemma and one that often stems from a fundamental misunderstanding. Many men believe they understand what women want because they've listened to what women say. But here's the crucial insight. What women say they want and what actually creates deep, undeniable attraction often live in two very different worlds. And ignoring that difference is the first mistake. One world is polite, socially acceptable, and safe to admit. It's the surface level conversation about preferences and desires we all have. The other is quiet, instinctive, and rarely spoken out loud. It's the primal, subconscious draw that operates beneath words, even among women themselves. Attraction doesn't begin with words, it begins with observation. Before a conversation ever happens, before your personality has a chance to shine, something much more primal is already at work. You see, women notice how a man carries himself. It's not about perfection or genetics, but about care. It's a subtle yet powerful signal. They observe how he treats his own body, how much respect he seems to have for himself. This isn't vanity, it's an indicator of deeper qualities. A man who maintains himself signals discipline, awareness, and standards. These aren't things you have to announce. They register immediately. Imagine a man who takes pride in his appearance, not in an arrogant way, but because he respects himself. He chooses clothes that fit well, his hair is neat, his posture confident. This quiet commitment to self-care communicates a lot without him ever saying a word. It shows he values himself, and by extension, he'll value others. But physical presence alone, while a strong first impression, never holds attention for long. What truly keeps interest alive is how a man moves through decisions. Many men mistakenly believe that being endlessly agreeable makes them likable. They defer, they ask, "What do you want to do?" constantly. In reality, while politeness is good, constant deference can make a man invisible. It signals a lack of direction, making a woman feel like she has to lead everything. Confidence isn't loud or arrogant, it's directional. It shows up when a man chooses instead of asks, when he decides instead of defers. Think about planning a date. Instead of, "What do you want to eat?" Try, "I know a great place with amazing pasta. I've booked us a table for 8. Women don't crave control. They crave relief from having to lead everything themselves. They want to relax and be guided sometimes. A man who knows what he wants creates emotional safety without ever announcing it. He provides a sense of structure and reliability. That sense of safety deepens when masculine presence is consistent. Not forceful, not dominant, but simply grounded and steady. When a man is clear with himself, others feel it. His calm steadiness allows a woman to soften, to relax into her own energy. She doesn't need to manage or guide him. She can simply be. Attraction thrives in that polarity, the beautiful dance of complementary energies. And it fades quickly when roles blur, when uncertainty takes over, and she feels like she's dating a mirror image of herself, or worse, someone she has to take care of. This is also why women test men, often without even realizing they're doing it. It's not manipulation, it's curiosity, a challenge, a tease. A moment of resistance isn't cruelty. It's her subconscious observing how you respond under light pressure. She's watching to see whether your confidence collapses or stays intact. Does a playful jab send you into a spiral of insecurity, or do you remain centered? A man who remains centered under light pressure communicates strength far more convincingly than one who tries to impress or explain himself away. Passing these moments isn't about having a clever comeback. It's about emotional posture, about showing you're unshakable in your core. Emotional stability, in fact, is one of the most underestimated drivers of attraction. It's a rare and precious quality. Women don't want emotional silence, where you bottle everything up, but they also definitely don't want emotional chaos, where every minor issue becomes a crisis. The balance is subtle. It's about being able to express frustration without spiraling into anger or blame. It's about sharing disappointment without becoming dependent, and vulnerability without turning into a constant need for reassurance. A man who can navigate his emotions maturely becomes someone she can truly trust. He's a safe harbor in a sometimes turbulent world. Emotional intelligence feels rare because it is. And rarity, my friends, is inherently attractive. It sets you apart. Desire also depends on tension, the kind that exists when two people are different in complementary ways. It's the spark of polarity. When a man becomes overly accommodating, overly available, or overly familiar too quickly, that tension disappears. The chase, the mystery, fades. Chemistry fades not because kindness is unattractive, but because polarity has been erased. You've become too much alike or too predictable. Maintaining one's edge doesn't require being distant or cold. It requires having a life that doesn't orbit entirely around her approval or attention. It means having your own passions, your own friends, your own purpose. A full life makes you interesting, not just available. This connects directly to ambition. Not money for its own sake, but momentum, direction, purpose, a man who is building something meaningful. Whether it's a career, a creative project, or a personal goal, a man with purpose signals future orientation. He isn't drifting, he's moving. That movement creates a powerful sense of confidence. And confidence, as we know, is a major attraction driver. Stability isn't promised through words. It's demonstrated through consistent action over time. She sees your drive, your commitment. Romance, too, lives in initiative. Women rarely want to design the entire emotional experience themselves. It's exhausting. They want to feel considered, surprised, guided into moments rather than consulted about every single detail. Imagine a thoughtful date planned by you, where she just gets to show up and enjoy, rather than an endless back and forth about options. When a man takes responsibility for creating experiences, attraction deepens because effort becomes felt rather than requested or begged for. Many men misunderstand the appeal of the so-called bad boy. It was never about disrespect or cruelty. It was about boundaries, independence, unpredictability rooted in self-respect, a man who wouldn't be easily swayed. The most attractive men combine warmth with standards, presence with restraint. They are kind without being compliant. They are confident without being reckless. They know their worth and don't compromise it for external validation. Ultimately, the deepest desire women carry is not to be needed. It's to be chosen. This is a profound difference. Chosen by a man who has options, a man who lives a full, purposeful life. Chosen by someone who stands on solid ground. He invites her into his life. Rather than clinging to hers out of desperation or lack of self-sufficiency, neediness feels heavy. It feels like a burden, like she's responsible for your happiness. Choice, however, feels powerful and affirming. When a woman feels selected, truly chosen, rather than simply relied upon, attraction transforms into something much stronger and more enduring. These truths aren't manipulative tactics. They're simply reflections of how attraction naturally operates beneath language and logic. Men who understand this stop chasing validation from others. They stop trying to guess what she wants and start embodying value. They cultivate self-respect, purpose, emotional stability, and initiative from within, not for an external reward. And when that powerful internal shift happens, attraction stops being something they desperately seek. Instead, it becomes something they quietly, effortlessly generate, drawing others towards them naturally.